There he is. There he is. Shout out to GC365, Grant Cardone, Elena Cardone. Shout out to Captain Ryan, 10X Living at Panama City Beach. Shout out to the Grant Cardone Foundation, the Grant Cardone Foundation. Shout out to Preach. Shout out to Preach, Miller Luther King. Who got my money? Who got my money? I want to tell y'all it's real. That's 98 West, the US 98. Shout out to my father, Johnny A. Thomas Sr. He tell you if you meet him, and I'm gonna have y'all meet him. I got one video of him up on my YouTube and also on my Instagram TV. He'll tell you that's one of the craziest roads in the world. 98 go through Florida, Alabama, Mississippi, and all that. Why I'm bringing this up is, just like Mr. Grant Cardone, you got to talk about the migration of people. I'm a Florida boy. I'm a Florida native. I'm from Fort Pierce. When I say Fort Pierce, you got to be mindful. There are many forts in Florida. So I'm the one that is over by Lake Okeechobee, at Fort Pierce. Yeah. And that 98 comes across the Lake Okeechobee. And as you know, Mr. Grant Cardone made his migration to South Florida, to Miami, to Lebanon. And he's out here for communities all around the world. Now he's present in South Florida, but I'm here in Northwest Florida to let you know it's real. 10X Living is real. Cardone Capital is real. Mr. Grant Cardone is for real. 10X Living is for real. Cardone Capital, Cardone Foundation is for real. So shout out to him. I want to show you the property. That's just a sign. That's just the highway sign. And I got lost in the sauce. I forgot to tell you about 30. For all you travelers, for all you wanderlust, all you travelers, that's 30 over there. Front Beach Road. They got Front Beach Road and Back Beach Road. So all that happened is a spring break that you ever hear about. I want y'all to go follow 38. This for the grown folks too. I know I look young today, so I need a haircut too. It's all good. That's part of the 10X, the guide to 10X, the 10X guide, black and gold book, red letter that Grant Cardone published that most modern leaders tell you to read. That's part of it. Don't worry about how you look sometimes. What you need to go do is go make a grand. You need to go make a grand. So in the description of this video, I got many ways that I can help you earn a grand this week. So don't be buying all that stuff that happened with last year in 2020. There's no money. Well, sometimes you got to do like me. You might have to go 2 hours away, 3 hours away, 7 hours away to somewhere where you can make some money. Be like Miller Luther King. Preach. Be like Mr. Grant Cardone. Say, who got my money? Panama City got my money. And that's what I want to talk to you about. That's what this live is about. It's real. His real estate fund is real. I'm not yet invested. But guess what? It's the effort that I put forth. I will get in Cardone Capital. If he so approves me getting in Cardone Capital. I just got to get the money. And how I'm going to get the money is one, earn the money. As you know, I'm that driver. Uber, Lyft, Postmates, Roadie, Instacart. I do those things. And I'm finding myself that 10X mathematics. It's amazing. I did what Mr. Grant Cardone has coached me and other people for free to do. I messed around and pulled $300 some. Messing around with Panama City. I didn't know it was spring break. I was just drifting. If you follow my journey, drifting with purpose now. I'm single. There's no children involved. I've been through that phase of being a caregiver for a parent. Right now, I'm not in that phase. So with this window of time, I want to use this time wisely. As I'm single, which means not married. There's no children involved. There's no one I'm caregiving for. I don't have a dog. Nothing wrong with that. No diss. This is that window of time to do something with myself. And just like GC, you emerge, you evolve, you transform, you become something. So I appreciate my big brother, Grant Cardone, Uncle GC, and I hope that he enjoys this video. I got to show people that the 10X living is real. I messed around to make that 300. Why that's so significant? Probably 400. People cash tipping like crazy. And I'm not saying that to set myself up to get robbed out here. I'm trying to lead people to get money. Don't let the news distract you. Number one, you do the work, whether that's your W-2 job, whether it's 1099, whatever it is. You do the work, you do your main thing, but you got to find a way to multiply it. So Mr. Grant Cardone is about making the money, number one. You got to keep that money. You got to multiply that money. You got to multiply that money. You understand what I'm saying? And in a perfect scenario, let's say you hit the lottery. Let's say the jackpot is toward 300 million, toward $1 billion. Money I've never touched yet. I haven't touched 1 million yet. But make no mistakes about it. Mr. Grant Cardone will tell you, all of us gonna run through $1 million in our lifetime if we work. It's just hard for some people to believe. They never thought million is a part of their name. It's a part of your name. So let's say you hit for 300 million. I'm not saying everybody plays. I'm not highly enforcing gambling. Let's just theoretically say you touch 300 million or $1 billion. And I want to say this. Grant Cardone talks about those 40s. He talks about that 40% for your tax protection. Out there, people coming in and out. That 40 cent, just put it aside. Maybe you got a certain type of investment. You can touch it, put it up. Maybe you're paying toward it. Whatever the strategy. And like he says in his teachings, you see his teaching videos. He says they have to withhold, all the working people, W-2, they have to withhold, your employer withholds. Now, imagine you putting 40% up for yourself. And an investment that grows, a cash flow investment. Like Cardone Capital, this is real. You see the buildings are real. These are units. He talks about 36 units, 64 units, 128 units, things of that sort. You see, this ain't no duplex. These are multiple units. So he's doing it big. Nothing wrong with doing it big. What he's saying is, this is where vacancies won't hurt you as much. I'm listening to the man, That's the problem. I think my generation has a listening problem, sadly. I'm an 80s baby. Mid to late 80s. They'll hear him say something and they think he's saying something that everybody else said. That's not what you got to listen to what the man said. So you got more field units paying you than you have vacancies. So don't be concerned with that. As far as management, the man cannot pay people. So back to that 40s. Out of $300 million, you got 40. So all you got to do is look at 3 times 4. You're looking at 120,000. So you got 120 million, I should say, 120 million. That's for the tax strategy. You got another 120 million to invest. I'm a wild card. I would give the man the 120 million because guess what? He pays out monthly. Now, this is the part that, for me, this is what I would like to abide by. I would like for 10% to be a tithe, 10% growth, 10% tithe to church, 40% for the tax strategy, 40% for the investment, and I got another 10% just to have fun with it. Now, for some people, that's flipped. They heard me say I gave all of it away. Well, if you got 30 million to enjoy, I think you're doing good. I would still find a way not to blow it. But now, the thing is, on the 40% that I gave to the fund, theoretically, 120 million, it's going to be a multiplying effect. Grant Cardone teaches about cash on cash. Imagine your 120, for example, becoming 240 in a window of time, 2 years, 5 years, what have you. He talks about it all the time. There's a point where he refinances. He'll give you your whole principal back, still pay you through the contract agreement on what you did, if I'm quoting him right. Got a viewer here. Welcome. So I'm just telling you, expand your thinking, guys. Expand your thinking. And any numbers I mentioned, they're not to brag because 2020 threw me some challenges. I'm talking about I had to do what I did. I had to go see these states. You follow me? I seen the course of a week. I'm from Florida. I see Florida, Georgia, South Carolina. In a week, it's been amazing. Making some money, touching new territories. And like him, I'm inspired because I was doing some of the things he and Glenn Stearns with the Undercover Billionaire were doing. I go somewhere strange. I put myself in that pressure. Somewhere I can make some money, but it's about the relationship. And he's been teaching that. It's about the relationship. You got to get a plug, a legitimate plug. for me, sometimes the plug is just Walmart or Postmates or Roadie. You can be delivering for Walmart making money, legitimately. And the tips will come in electronically. You get 100% of the tips. Nobody's snatching a percentage of your tips. So these are the things I'm doing until I can do better. And another big thing about what Grant Cardone is encouraging me to do, it's a little beyond the norms of where I come from, coming from the poor and the middle class. Look for those opportunities, like a commission-based job where you can make some money. So as I get myself where I need to be, this is not a fairy tale. When you come to an employer, like he has these affiliate relationships, like working for him at Grant Cardone Enterprises. He has affiliate relationships like Skyline Home Security. You can't go to people broke, so you need to get on it now. Have a plan. It might not happen overnight. It might not happen next week. But get yourself to where you get them crazy debt collectors off you, you know? And he always says, don't focus on the past. Let's focus on the new. Let's get some new money. And eventually you're going to take care of all that. Make sure that you got a little put up. Let's get bigger goals, like putting a year's worth of money up, you know? I'm not bragging. I'm not beating my chest. These are things I am to do. But you got to look at big to reinforce your dreaming and thinking big. You got to do that, y'all. You got to do that. Get yourself to where you can get 6 months put up, a year put up. And you can do that aggressively. He talks about all kind of manners of investing. He has his affiliate relationships, people like Ty Lopez. And he talks about other things, you know, like peer-to-peer lending. Put your money in peer-to-peer lending until you stacked away. Grant Cardone himself, he said till you stacked away nature of 40,000, nature of 100,000. That's that discipline. And then we could talk about investing in the fund. He has his 2 classes. One for people that are non-accredited, if it still stands, which you can put 5,000 initial investment. He has one for the accredited, 100,000 or better. But you got to get out of that scarcity mindset. For all the people out there that have the money, I'm crazy enough to say I would do it, and I don't have anything. You know what I mean? I got a little tucked in peer-to-peer lending, but that was a lesson in itself. You're not going to always see all of that back. It drips back towards you. Everything's a lesson. Got a little bit in stocks, a little bit in cryptocurrency, but nowhere near those numbers. But I got big goals that I'm doing. I'm taking time out of this to make a video, take myself off the road, you know, refresh, let the blood flow for my health and safety. You know, I am a tender 34 years old, you know. And things change as you get older. You got to get that circulation working. You can't just work. You gotta eat the best foods you can find. You gotta take a walk sometimes. When you can seriously work out, drink some water. You gotta do things like that. And make sure you listen to the right media. Like Mr. Grant Cardone's friend Eric Thomas, DET, the hip hop preacher. Work on what you're listening to. What are you listening to? You know? Approach life like, for all of you all that were competitors, all you were football players, track athletes, basketball players, you were gymnasts, it took focus, it took discipline. Feed yourself the right things. Joshua Hambert III. I want to show you something, man. Grant Cardone, 10X Living, Panama City Beach. I saw this the last day or two. I was like, I'm going to make a video, picture, something. Shout out to Grant Cardone. Yeah, man. All right, guys, I'm going to sign off now. I said enough. He got another property right down the road. Another big apartment building complex. Gonna sign off, guys. Be blessed.